What is going on, everybody? Welcome back. This is The World According to Briggs, and we make lists about places here. Today we're doing our third video on Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, probably the most historic city in the US and home of the 2018 Super Bowl champions, the Eagles. Philadelphia has a great past and a great future, but like all major cities, it has its problems. A vast majority of those problems come from about 16 neighborhoods in the city. Since I do top 10 lists, I'm going to show you the top 10. So here's my top 10 worst neighborhoods in Philadelphia. Number 10, Stanton. Stanton is located in what is usually referred to as Philadelphia Badlands, a section of North Philadelphia that is known for drugs being sold in the open and violence. It's almost like an open-air mall of felonies. Stanton is bad, really bad. Now, in the last few years, residents have been making efforts to make it a better place, kind of turn the place around. And that's the good news. The bad news is how much work these people have ahead of them. Here's a fun fact. Only about 66% of the residents have graduated high school. Number 9, Charwood. Charwood is a tiny neighborhood in North Philly with almost 5,000 residents. However, size doesn't matter when it comes to crime stats. The amount of crimes committed here on a yearly basis are freakishly high. Unlike Stanton, Charwood has been getting worse and has shown no signs of improvement over the last few years. Here's a fun fact. The overall crime rate in Charwood is 109% higher than the national average. Number 8, Point Breeze. Now that sounds so nice. Point Breeze. Sounds like a place you go for a walk, have a picnic, fly a kite with your kids. But with the overwhelming amount of drug crimes and robberies, you probably shouldn't go anywhere near this mess. Unless you want to fly a kite while doing drugs, then by all means, enjoy. Here's a fun fact. The unemployment rate in Point Breeze is 52% higher than the national average. That's not counting drug dealers, because I'm sure if you considered that a job, it would raise that number exponentially. Number 7, Germantown. Germantown was founded in the late 1600s and has a ton of history. Too bad that history is overshadowed by the amount of crime and poverty it has today. Even if the locals wanted to learn about the history of Germantown, it got a little harder in 2013. The neighborhood is so dangerous and run down that in 2013 they had to close Germantown High School for good because of drugs and gang violence. Here's a fun fact. George Washington was once a resident of Germantown. Number 6, Glenwood. Glenwood is another area considered to be part of the Badlands of Philadelphia. This neighborhood has one of the highest crime rates in the city and is also another one that was destroyed by the crack epidemic of the 80s and 90s. This is the type of place that you know it has issues just from looking at it. Nobody seems to care about the appearance of this neighborhood anymore. It's like they've given up. You can see that from a car ride, just driving by, or helicopter ride from in the air. You can see this place is bad. Hell, this place is so bad you could be in a jet 40,000 feet up and go, holy crap, that place looks bad. Here's a fun fact. The median home price is $48,000. That's 74% less than the national average. Number 5, Strawberry Mansion. Strawberry Mansion sounds more like a place you'd end up on in the kids' game Candyland. However, it's the furthest thing from that. Speaking of Candyland, have you guys seen this dude? He's on one of the versions of Candyland. He looks like a malnourished turn of the 18th century pimp. Now, this neighborhood is busy with violent crimes and drugs. In 2013, it was known as being the home of the most dangerous school in the United States, after Strawberry Mansion High School had to install metal detectors and 92 security cameras due to the violent nature of its students. Here's the fun fact. The overall crime rate in Strawberry Mansion is 101% higher than the national average. Number 4, Kensington. There are many areas of Kensington that are being improved as we speak. New businesses and construction. Sadly, as a whole, there's still a whole bunch of bad going on here. Kensington is the epicenter of Philadelphia's opioid crisis. With about 30,000 abandoned homes and empty factories, it's become the ideal place for your everyday open-air drug market. This place is bad. Here's a fun fact. While you're in Kensington, you have a 1 in 20 chance of being the victim of a violent crime. Not just any crime, of a violent crime. Number 3, Frankford. Now, Frankford has always been a dangerous area. You have a 1 in 18 chance of being the victim of a violent crime while in Frankford. Now, it got really bad between 1985 and 1990 when the neighborhood became the target for the Frankford Slasher. Over a 5-year period, 8, possibly 9 murders, all being stabbed and slashed, were committed in the Frankford neighborhood. Anytime a neighborhood has a serial killer in its history, it always moves up on worse lists. Here's a fun fact. The unemployment rate in Frankfurt is 148% higher than the national average. I imagine it might go down a little bit if your profession is a slasher and they counted that too. I don't know. Number 2, Hunting Park. Hunting Park has a reputation of being one of the most dangerous neighborhoods in Philadelphia. Just in the past 6 months, they've had 123 reported assaults. The area is not that big. In 2016, the city of Philadelphia invested $5 million into making this area safer. Now, they've made some progress, but they've got a long way to go. What puts this one higher up on the list is the rent and cost of living. They're higher here than other neighborhoods with equal crime and school stats. Here's some fun facts. The overall crime rate in Hunting Park is 131% higher than the national average. And the median rent asked in Hunting Park is 15% lower than the national average. Other bad areas in Philly are around 20% lower. Number 1, Harrowgate. If you're looking for drugs, you'll find all you need in Harrowgate. The website Area Vibes gave this neighborhood the lowest overall rank I believe I have ever seen in the amount of time that I've been doing these lists. I normally see bad areas that have a overall rank between 55 and 45. And like a really, really good neighborhood will have 90, 89, something like that. Medium, around 70, 79. Bad starts around 55 to 45. They got a 34. A 34. That's a stat that makes you think someone is actually trying to make this a worse neighborhood. Like that's their main objective in life. This area of Philadelphia has gained a pretty bad reputation over the years because of the high number of drug sales and overall crime in this neighborhood. The crime here is so bad that is 133% higher than the national average. Let that sink in. If you Google Harrowgate, you'll find story after story of shootings. Seems to be what everyone does. They just shoot each other there. I was watching one video, a guy waved to another dude and he shot him. He was waving like they were friends and he just shot him. It's crazy. Here's a fun fact. Only about 49% of the residents that live in Harrowgate have completed high school. That's depressing. All right, so that's my top 10 worst neighborhoods in Philadelphia. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you got some information out of it. The Badlands of Philadelphia, the north side, it's pretty bad. You got to feel sorry for the people that live there that aren't like the criminal types. They're kind of hostages in a way. It's too bad. Hopefully it'll get better for them someday. I don't know, it's been going like this for a long time. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to leave me a comment. Tell me what you thought. If this is your first time here or your 20th time here and you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. Want to get to 100,000 for the year. Also, I'm starting my new channel. I'll leave a link below. It's called In a Nutshell. That'll kick off sometime in mid-April. Trying to get as many subscribers as I can before then. Everybody have a great day. Be nice to each other.